address every issue we have? No. Are we completely satisfied? No. But it is a substantial step in the right direction. The war is not over, the battle's not over, the discussion's not over.
After more than a year of reporting on the juvenile crime crisis, lawmakers in Annapolis pass a plan aimed at helping young offenders and bring more accountability. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Bubala.
And I'm Kai Jackson. Let's go straight to Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost. She's been following these concerns for months and joins us live from Annapolis with what's included in these new bills and how we got here. Mackenzie?
Yeah, Kai and Mary, we know that we have heard from police, parents, prosecutors, really all calling on lawmakers to make some changes to the state's juvenile justice laws. We had off-season committee hearings, passionate floor debates here in the State House, and now a bill is on its way to Governor Westmore's desk. And while several stakeholders say that they believe this is a good first step, not everyone is satisfied. It's been headline after headline. Young people either accused of crimes or falling victim. Fox 45 News reporting extensively about the surge in car thefts, hearing the pleas from parents.
They need to stop making excuses. They need to start locking these kids up. They need to change the laws.
And eventually lawmakers holding hearings in the summer and fall of 2023.
Nationally and in Maryland, as juvenile incarceration has declined, so has juvenile crime.
Before all eyes were on Annapolis for session, Fox 45 News reporting more than 20 prosecutors from across the state agreeing Maryland's juvenile justice laws need to be changed. Law enforcement begging for action to help break the juvenile crime crisis.
People that were on the front lines, like me, the sheriffs, the chiefs, the state's attorneys, we told them this is exactly what was going to happen.
We are collectively begging for our elected officials to do something about this crime crisis.
And on the first day of this year's session, Fox 45 News hosting a roundtable with top prosecutors from around the state.
Everybody is saying we must do something. And right now, the legislature, we're looking at you.
Everyone agrees that there are some significant issues in criminal justice and public safety.
I look at it as really a life or death issue. I look at it as an issue of whether or not a young person's going to end up behind bars or if they're going to end up, maybe taking the bar.
Fast forward to the final days of session.
Gentleman from Baltimore City to explain your vote.
The House of Delegates voting on the compromise plan negotiated among committee chairs, with some fierce opposition.
I understand that there is concern about juvenile crime, but we're dealing with 10 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. We are expanding criminal jurisdiction to them.
I believe the law completely dismantles the juvenile justice system in Maryland, a system over 200 years old. I'm embarrassed. It's dangerous. It's a slippery slope for this body to make decisions about Marylanders' lives, not based on actual data, but on knee-jerk reactions.
The plan approved by both chambers.
Does it address every issue we have? No. Are we completely satisfied? No. But it is a substantial step in the right direction.
Howard County State's Attorney and President of the Maryland State's Attorneys Association, Rich Gibson, says he's glad lawmakers did something to address the juvenile crime concerns, but not everything he thinks needed to be done was accomplished.
The war is not over, the battle's not over, the discussion's not over.
Included in the final legislation, kids between the ages of 10 and 12 years old will now face charges for handgun violations, third-degree sex offense, and aggravated animal abuse. If a child under 13 steals a car for the first time, the child in need of supervision or SINS petition will be filed.
I am all for getting services to youth who commit crimes. However, SINS petitions are not mandatory.
But that seems to be up for debate. Earlier this year, I questioned Chairman Will Smith about Gibson's exact concern.
How are you convinced that the services that will be provided to these young car thieves will actually be followed?
It is a court order, and you are subject to court jurisdiction and a contempt of court order. And if you follow that along, there are sanctions, and people can even be incarcerated for violating a court order.
Gibson argues without teeth to enforce the programs, diversion might not always work.
The way the law exists right now, those tools aren't as readily available to us, and as a result, I fear that we're going to end up prosecuting more people as adults, which I hope to avoid.
The plan passed also extends the length of probation for young offenders, but Gibson says it doesn't go far enough.
It does not give the court the power to detain youth who are under their supervision, who are violating the terms of their probation.
It became a sense of urgency that we've got to do something because the public reaction wasn't good at all.
Political analyst John Deedy says the pressure on lawmakers to do something was palpable, especially from prosecutors.
And they're the ones that are where the rubber meets the road on doing a lot of these things.
Given the 90-day window for legislative action.
When adults commit crimes, that's not like people say automatically, well, what can we do about a 35-year-old? But they feel that there's more they can do about a 12-year-old.
It's not clear when or if Governor Wes Moore intends to sign the legislation, but if it does become law, most changes will begin November 1st. The newly formed commission to oversee the Department of Juvenile Services begins June 1st. Now, the legislation did not address some of the concerns surrounding the Child Interrogation Act that we heard from police and prosecutors. But after talking to several lawmakers, I can tell you that juvenile justice will likely be another big topic of discussion when everything starts again next year. We're live in the State House. Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.